Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to answer a question that I get messaged to me or emailed to me all the time that says, hey, how do you track your trades? Do you use Notion? And I do not use Notion. I'm not a big writer, so I use spreadsheets. Let me show you. It's very easy to make yourself, and so you may not need all of this stuff. This is a cloned copy of the one that I actually use. And so I just want to show you. I'm going to zoom in so it's easier to see what all these buttons are. So start on the left. Obviously you have your date, you put the date in there. I have the day drop down. You can choose what day. Let's say today's Friday. Symbol. I trade the S&P or the NASDAQ. Usually it's always S&P, so we'll just use that. Trading session. I have the London, pre-New York Open, New York AM session, New York PM session. Those are the four that I use. So we'll say that's the AM session. Is there high impact news? Yes or no? I was thinking about adding a line that says, hey, what is the high impact news? But when you do that, there's just so many. So you'll have a drop down that just goes for days, And so I may end up adding that later on, but right now it's just yes or no. Daily directional bias. So if you don't have a daily directional bias, at least what you're expecting, you need to have one. I'm trying to get better at having mine on here. So I'm, say we're bullish. Daily liquidity target. What is the daily candle shooting for? Obviously, we go from the higher time frame, like the weekly, to have your weekly bias, and then daily bias. What is it shooting for? So let's just say it's going for. Let's just go an old high. All right. So then the next section, this first section is just kind of like basic information, right? Pre-trade ideas, concepts. The second section is when you enter a trade. What hour did you enter? Let's say it was the 10 o'clock and it was, 10:17. Time from market structure shift to entry. Okay, so I'm a reversal trader. I like the 2022 model. So if I'm trading that model, I like to know how long since when there was a market structure shift, how long until the entry. It could be, up to an hour. If it's more than an hour, I just leave it at 59 minutes. So 25 minutes. Okay, that's just entry points. Okay, the next section is what was that trade like? Did you go long or short? Well, here we're going long. Entry type. Did I use a limit order, a market order, stop order? What got me in the trade? Right? Limit order. Entry structure. Old high, old low, rejection block, order block, fair value gap, liquidity void, breaker block, mitigation block. The unicorn setups are right there. Let's just use a breaker block. Was there SMT divergence? No. Yes, it's with NQ or with the Dow or both of them. So let's say it's NQ. My stop. How big of a stop? My rules, I usually want to go either 2 to 5, somewhere in there. So that's where my stop is. And then TP target. Hey, we're going for 11 handles. All right, let me move this more over so it's centered. Take profit structure. What's the structure that you're aiming for, or your TP target is? Is that just a buy side liquidity? Is it relatively equal highs, relatively equal lows, a fair value gap, a volume imbalance, new day opening gap, new week opening gap? And my other one has a little bit more than just this, but this is pretty basic. Let's just say it's buy side liquidity. So we said old high over there. All right. So then how'd the trade play out? Did you win or did you lose? Or did you break even? Well, let's say we won. 1 points. We got all 11. Time from entry to target. How many minutes? I usually trade the 1 minute chart. That's one thing I got to add on here is the chart that I use for entry. So I need to put that on there. Time for entry to target. Let's say it's 23 minutes. How much drawdown? You'd measure that and you'd say, 2 points. Stick to your plan. Yes. And this has really been an important one to add because there's a lot of times when I was first trading that I never had this on there. And then when I started adding, I started seeing that, hey, when I have no, I didn't get all my full targets. And then I saw that a lot of my yeses were full targets. And so I was kind of seeing that, yeah, if I stick to my plans, I'm much better. Exit reason. I have took partials and hit stop loss. So that'd be if I took my partials and moved my stop up and it came out and took my stop out. Took partials and I hit TP with my second one. So it's like if I took 2 orders, like I like to do, minimum 2 contracts. I take one at partials and move my stop to break even, and then the second one hit TP. I hit profit, no partials, just a full trade. Stop loss hit, it was a bad trade. Like it got me in and it just kept on going and took me out. Like it was just, I was completely on the opposite side of the market. And then stop loss hit, it was the right direction. I had a bad entry. So let's just say no partials. All right, so then notes and feelings on trade. Now I have feelings in all caps because I'm not very good at putting my feelings and how I felt on the trade. Like I felt good. I was a little worried at this happening. I saw this. Like just all your notes go here. So this is usually a paragraph for me. And then I have it in there so I have all my notes and everything's there for the trade when I look at it. And then I add my screenshot before entry, and then I take my screenshot after it's all done. So I can look and see what I saw beforehand, and I can see what I saw after the fact. Okay, so that's really how I set up my trades. Now this is at the bottom down here. It's a manual calculation, okay? So if you say this is, let's say we had 5 trades at the top, so 5 trades. We took 2 trades a day for the week. I'd put 10 here, and I'd say, hey, I won 6 of them. Well, I have a 60% win rate. And then I'd add up all the points won or lost, like if it was negative, -5 over here, then I would, obviously this would be 6, right? So that's how this works. That's how I track my trades. I don't journal, but I use it in Excel. And the reason I don't use Notion is because for some reason, if Notion ever decides to charge or they lose my data, I don't want to lose everything. This, I can't lose everything because I have it backed up in the cloud and I have it saved on a few places. So I'm not going to lose it. And so I'll always have my screenshot links and everything. If Notion, if they decide to change their business model or anything, or they have a glitch and they wipe everything out, it's got to start fresh, you've lost everything. So I like to make sure I can keep all of my stuff. So hopefully this answers the questions. If you want to know how to get a copy of this, just comment, make a comment saying you'd like a spreadsheet, and if I get enough people asking for one, then I will turn it into a Google Sheet and give everyone the link. Oh, I almost forgot. So there's another tab down here that I put down here. This is your intraday live account. You set it up for whatever account you want. Let's just use a $50,000 funded account, right? So you have your date in here. Each 5 days is, your week, Monday through Friday. All the dates down here, right? It just goes and goes, scrolls down forever. Okay. So your opening balance, 50,000. Let's say you want a 0.5% goal. A lot of people say 2%, but we'll just say 0.5%. That's 5 handles, for example. Actual closing balance is the same for day 1, right? So then on this Monday, if I was trading this and this is I was going to use this, I'd put it's telling me what my daily target is right there, 50,200. Let me zoom in. You can see what I'm talking about. 50,250 would be daily target, and then all I have to do is put in on this column what I ended up with, 50,375. Okay, so now it shows me that my next target for tomorrow, the next day, same daily goal, is $251, right? But if you look over here and you go to the right more, you'll see that daily profit and loss, $375. Daily profit goal, got 0.75%. Ending goal, weekly profit, $375, right? So if I put let's just add these over here, okay? Let's go with 50,620. Let's take a loss for 73. Let's take a loss. Let's do 50,585. Got to break even, and then 50,899. Okay, so you'll see that it'll keep track. So you'll see how many green days and how many red days you have, daily profit and loss, and then it'll also cumulatively hey, I had a 1.8% profit increase for the week, which is down on this column over here, all the way to the right. This one right here. So I built this spreadsheet for me to track my live accounts. I don't do it with my funded account, the challenges, because they have systems that do that already. And so, but I like to have, like I said, I like to have all my data myself. And so on my live accounts, either my personal one or the funded account challenges that are actual, I get funding from, I track it this way just to know where I'm at. And so I have multiple tabs down here. Each tab is a separate account. And so I just wanted to show you what I do with how you could set this up. And I just set it up for each week. If I don't trade, there's no change, So if I said 50,585 here, it'd be no change right here, and it would say the same. And it just automatically carries it down all the way down throughout the year. Okay.